Hey everyone, it's Matt here, and today we're doing another episode of Did I Get What I Ordered? And this one is going to be a little bit different than the last few because I bought more stuff from GameStop. Now look, okay, I feel a sense of judgment on me, and you're both wrong and correct. I mean, you don't know yet if you're correct. I mean, this is Schrodinger's GameStop purchase right now, but there's a story. There's a story behind this, and we're gonna have a story time this episode. So let's do a little bit of backstory, then we'll jump to what I got. So there was a sale, which is always the start to a good story. Nothing ever goes wrong when you start a story that way. So there was a sale, and it was buy 4 used for $30. Okay. And that's very important because under used on GameStop's website, you can also get retro. So when I heard that, my brain immediately, you can see the shelf. You can see the consoles behind me. My brain fried. I was like, wait, retro? So I thought, what's the worst that can happen? We're not there yet. But I thought, what's the worst that can happen? So I looked at their website and I saw that because everything was, basically it made everything half off. Or at least get up to the point where it could be $30. Like you wouldn't get like a $1 game, right, to try to be in your 4 for $30, but you can get games that are like $15 a pop. Because I believe it went under 15 or under 20. I'll go back now. You'll see in the footage as it's up whether or not it was under 15 or under 20. But the point is that I was thinking, well, that if I get several games that are $15 a pop, then I can bring that down to 30, and then with GameStop's free shipping over, I think it's 36 or 35, then I just get a game just for the free shipping, and then I would be fine. But looking at the games, at least in the order page, very strange mishmash of games. We have Rodev the Sky Soldier for the Wii U. We have Naruto Rise of a Ninja and The Broken Bond on the 360, because I mentioned last time my abridged story of how I got a 360 recently. So I got those 2 games because those are exclusive to the 360. Then we go down to see that I got Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Recently I've been trying to get into the Banjo series, and looking at how cheap that was, I thought, why not? So, also going down, you can see that I ended up getting Battle Arena Toshinden. Yes, Battle Arena Toshinden. Why? Because like I said before, I needed something to boost up the shipping, and also looking at that price, I thought, if I get something with it, even if not a manual, but I get the jewel case, or they send the manual but not the jewel case, still, for that cheap, why not? It's not like I can't do PS1 emulation right now, because I could, but it would still be nice if I could play this on my original PS1. One of them that you see behind me, sadly the gray one behind me from when I was a little wee one, it's having some trouble, so I busted out the PS1 that I think I tried using as a kid. I don't know why my family got a PS1. I think my dad got it and then realized it just wasn't as good, and then they had a PS2 by that point, so he said, do you want it? And I was like, but like nowadays with the PS1, the gray one, that actually having, like I said before, like a weird thing with the with the disc tray and the laser, might as well just bust out the one. So I thought, what, I'll get Battle Arena Toshinden. And then, looking at the actual price down there and what I saved, I could have spent $70, but I actually ended up only spending $40 because of tax. So honestly, I look at this and I think I made out pretty well. But let's find out if I really did. Alright everyone, so here is the order in full, and it looks like it's so much, but it's just the games that I mentioned before. But it came from 3 different shipping facilities. I believe one was in PA, the other one was in Texas, and that will matter a little bit later, and then the other one, I forgot where it was from, because I filmed this a while back. But either way though, let's check out the first one that I opened up. What is this? Naruto The Broken Bond. So this is the sequel to Rise of a Ninja. Again, I believe I mentioned this before, this is an Xbox exclusive, 360 exclusive, so can't get this anywhere else. and clearly obviously not in the original box, which does suck because I did look it up, and this is not what I consider super cheap. It's not very expensive, but it's not super cheap, you know, just a couple bucks or $10 or so. It's around the 20s, 30s to get this complete, last I checked. So, you know, thankfully though, the game is in here, which, you know, is nice. No other cool little stuff in there, no stickers, nothing like that, no manual, nothing. So, you know, it is what it is. But let's actually look at the front of the disc, and it looks just fine. And now turning it around, it has definitely been used. This is a used game, no doubt. Some of these scratches and smudges definitely concern me, so we're gonna have to find out a little bit later if this game even works. I want to say that I'm rooting for it, but again, every time I see a new scratch, I rethink that assessment. So we're just gonna have to find out later. I'm a little nervous. So not sure why that was the only game in the last one, but either way, taking this out, we can see two, Xbox 360. That means that it is Naruto Rise of the Ninja, and don't worry, we're gonna get a twofer here because behind it is Rodea the Sky Soldier. Yeah, that's right. So that means that so far, we got no original boxes. I'm assuming no original manuals either, anything cool inside. Let's find out. No, just the game, which to be fair, I knew exactly what I was getting into. Just a little frustrating. Oh no, it's a little friend in here. Just scratching the front of the disc. That's so nice. Also, I just want to note, while filming this, I had to do a double take because looking at both discs, for a split second, I thought they actually put the wrong disc. I thought I got the same one twice. So for a split second, I was like, what is this? Alright, so looking at the front of the disc here, it actually looks pretty damn good, not gonna lie, but of course, what matters is the back. And although to be fair, the front does matter enough that if you scratch the front, that would also hinder the, reading the data from the disc. And honestly, don't know how it got smudged in that way with those. Are those thumbs? What are those? I'm not asking anymore, actually. All I know is the fact that I had a little bit more hope when I first turned this disc around. It looks, in a way, better than Broken Bonds, but still a little iffy on this one. So I think this one will work, to be fair. I do have more faith in this one, but those smudges do worry me. You know, if it works initially, that's good, but I don't know if it'll work long term. And sadly, this game is not backwards compatible with an Xbox One, so it's not like, I can just get one of those and play this game. Look at this. So remember that little friend I mentioned before? Yeah, the Naruto Rise of the Ninja box came broken. That's not a good sign. Not a big fan of that. Rodea really does surprise me because I would have expected that we got the original box with the game. Now opening this up, we can see that it is actually the game, which, always a good sign. I have to say, the front of this disc looks really damn good. I don't have that many Wii U discs, and it kind of looks oddly fake. I don't know how to explain it, just the way they finished it. Oh wow, look at the back too. Hello! Hi everyone, that's me. You know that because you saw the beginning of the video. Now, looking at the back of this disc, doesn't look bad at all. I mean, obviously Wii U not that long ago, but still looks pretty good, honestly. I have faith. I mean, I don't like some of those, little imperfections there, but I do have faith that this will work. But again, because the Wii U was not so long ago, I really would have expected getting the box with this. So it is so odd that we didn't. I mean, I guess, kids just not saving the box maybe. I do have some high hopes for this game. I probably shouldn't do that, but it does look fun, and for that price I thought, why not? So now what is in this one? Well, I mean, there's only 2 games left, Battle Arena Toshinden and also Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, but this one was actually wrapped very well. It folds out, so I would imagine things in here are going to be in good condition, but let's find out. And oh, well, that's a real box with real black electrical tape on it. I mean, it seems to be electrical tape. I don't understand what it's doing. I assume it's covering up a price, but the question is, why? And you see on the back here, and this is why I'm wondering, that's back there. So then why would you have electrical tape up here? I mean, maybe it's because, what's frustrating is if I rip this off, I'm just gonna rip off the freaking plastic. I wouldn't rip off, like, I believe the actual artwork behind it is fine, but still, why? it hurts is what it does. Okay, I was expecting it to be on the back too, but no, I mean, I guess it was just another store that they were just like, oh no, we got to cover this up. Or maybe they had it from back when they had the yellow price stickers on it. I've actually shown some of those off over at our Instagram, which is linked down in the description box down below. But still, I mean, I got the freaking box, so at least that's good. But let's open it up to see that it's just the game. Alrighty then. So, I mean, look, I got a box, I got a game. Let's actually look at the disc and see if it's in good condition. Look, I'm not trying to complain here. It's just baffling that there would be black electrical tape. And what is that? That's weird. That looks like a scratch of some kind. When I feel it, it feels like a scratch to the touch. Is it a deep scratch? I'm not a fan of that. Well, either way, oh no. Is that another scratch? Because it feels deep to the touch. So let's turn this thing around and oh, Jesus H. Okay, so that does not look good. Now, yes, okay, so the camera is kind of picking it up. Looks a little bit like a very, like the Aurora Borealis, especially when the light reflects off of it. So I'm just gonna say here, that's not good. And by the way, you can tell by looking at this that there is literally a cut, a slice through the disc itself. So this is what I like to call not fucking good. No, but seriously, how does this happen? I mean, what I'm assuming may have happened is maybe this was traded in this way, or no, what I'm thinking may have happened is, I don't want to put this on a GameStop employee. Well, I mean, in a sense, I guess I am with what I'm going to say, but what I think happened is maybe they threw this game out. They were like, this game's not good, so they cut it, because they usually, cut it with scissors, threw it out, someone went dumpster diving. Maybe the black electrical tape is over their price so that they fooled them. Either way, this is like this is a game from hell, really. So just pointing this out again, yeah, this really just feels like there's something wrong here, obviously, and I just don't understand how this could come to me this way, because I mean, it was in the case. But let's move on and look at the last one, which, I mean, process of elimination, is Battle Arena Toshinden, which, look at these little rapscallions, they put it in a baggie. Now, why would they do such a thing, right? Why would they put this in a plastic bag? These absolute monsters. Well, here's what they did. Somehow, I have the original... Look, I'm very excited. I have the original jewel case and manual. Yes, I somehow have their black electrical tape on the back. I don't know why, but at the very least, because it's on this type of jewel case, I feel like I can remove it easily. Still don't know why they did this. Just gonna put that out there. Just why, and again, just another why. And opening this thing up, the jewel case seems to be intact. Now the disc is not in there, which is funny. When I was filming this, I was like, what? It was like, well, no, the disc is in that, the case over there. But still, the fact that the manual is here is pretty damn good, I have to say. Like, I was not expecting this. Remember, this is a $6 purchase. And I got the manual and what seems to be the original jewel case. And if not, it still is a PS1 style jewel case. Like, if this is not the original one, someone was still able to replace all the contents and put it into this one. Alright, so taking a look at the front of the disc, it looks really nice and really shiny. And I'm actually kind of shocked. This is the not for resale version because this game was released, I think, day one when the PS1 did. So it's actually one of the earliest releases. I know a lot of people who got a PS1 day one actually literally could only play this. So that's pretty cool. Now looking at the back here, there are some scratches that I am not a fan of. There's that one up top that we're going to get back to a little bit later, but just looking around here, I mean, again, this is an old game, so it's not just retro, it's also old, used. I fully understand why, this game doesn't look that good. Again, as long as it works, which we're also going to try that Banjo-Kazooie game later, just for some giggles, just to see if it actually works. And this one, it feels nice on the front, right? I love the way it feels on the front, but then on the back here, this deep scratch that, if you notice this deep scratch, and if you noticed it before I did, at least when looking at the video, it looks like, just like the Banjo-Kazooie one, that it's actually just a cut in the disc itself. So what happened here? Well, remember before when I said that 2 games came from Texas? Specifically, it was from Corpus Christi. So I'm just gonna put this out there. Texas, what are you doing? What are you doing? These 2 games came from, look, I know it's just one town, but I'm just gonna say, just Texas, what are you doing? What's going on here? Alright, either way, let's actually test to see if these games work. Alright, so the first game we're trying out is Naruto, Rise of a Ninja, and it's taking a bit to read the disc. I'm a little bit concerned of a ninja. Oh jeez. Are you good, bud? Oh wait, hold on. There we are. So here's something that I did not expect with this game. I didn't expect there to be online modes whatsoever. So there's a story mode, fight mode. This story is actually very robust and you get to walk around. So I thought that there wouldn't be any online component to it whatsoever, but there is. And by the way, it says that you need an Xbox Live account for this. I didn't have one at the time, but thankfully you can still make one to this day, although my fingers are crossed that that will be true by the time this video comes out. So I don't believe there's any DLC for this game, but there are some updates that you should download and update before you start the game. I didn't do that, so let's see if that hinders the game at all. So this game is doing something weird right off the bat. It is taking anime cutscenes from the anime that I don't know if I have to blur them out, if they'll be picked up by YouTube, and then it also has CG parts that are from the game. I don't understand it. I think I would have rather it just be one or the other. Like, I'm not enraged by it, it's just odd. Alright, so skipping to some actual gameplay, this game looks pretty damn good. And look, I know that the Xbox 360 is in fact the Xbox 360. It's not that long ago, okay? Technically it's 2 gens, but still. But no, I just, I never had one, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and also last time on Did I Get What I Ordered, I didn't have one growing up, so I have to kind of sit back and be like, right, this was around the time the PS3 was out, so obviously these games are going to look great. So from what I've played so far, this game seems to expand some of the plots from the anime, but in a way that's actually very accessible to people who have not seen the anime. So I would suggest, very much so, that if you have not in any way gotten into Naruto, but you kind of wanted to, and you want to play this game, it is a perfect way to kind of just get into Naruto without having to watch all of that anime, or read all of that manga. Again, it's expanding it, so yes, there's going to be some stuff here that did not technically happen in either adaptation, but I still think that it's a very good way to experience it from what I've played so far. And also, you're probably noticing some issues with the video, some frame rate stuff. That is that's my laptop trying to capture this. It is not powerful enough to do so. Might need to get something that will be able to actually be strong enough. Maybe that'll be in a future video. Either way though, again, I recommend it and I can't wait to jump into it myself because it has been years since I've been able to get back into Naruto. I stopped sometime during Shippuden. For any of you who are fans who know what that means, it's basically the second half of the series. So it's been a long time since I've gotten into it, so I can't wait to revisit it through this game, even though I clearly suck. And the next game we're going to take a look at is the sequel, Naruto Broken Bonds. So, this game is taking a long time to read, strangely enough, and funnily enough, this game starts in the middle of a fight. Not an arc, not an episode, just a fight. Now, I'm not going to give the whole context of the fight for those that don't really know too much about Naruto, but either way, though, it is a pretty big fight for them to just randomly start on. So, between a Hokage, basically a leader of the village that Naruto lives in, Konoha, and then a big bad guy, voiced over by Steven Blum. who many of you probably know from, Tom, Toonami, being in a bunch of different Star Wars stuff, being Spike from Cowboy Bebop. You know him from somewhere, I'm sure. So it is just very odd to be starting here, and because it's a sequel, of course, they're doing like a half tutorial, half just kind of throwing you into the thick of it, and I do enjoy it, to be fair. I can't wait to get to this after beating the first game, but still, it does work, and I'm very happy about that. Alright, and now we're moving on to Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which I'm going to assume does not work. I'm just going to assume, but you know what? Doesn't hurt to try. Alright, so let's have it read the disc, and I wonder what it's going to say. Oh, it just says open tray. It's just telling me, what do you think you're doing, Matt? You think this is a game? Huh? So I'm just gonna assume it's broken. And now we're going to try Battle Arena Toshinden, because again, it doesn't hurt to try. I mean, if it doesn't work, it will hurt a little bit, but still, it doesn't hurt to try. Disc is in the PS2, and it does not work at all. Oh no, it doesn't work at all. CD playback, yeah, it thinks it's a CD. Although maybe you can actually play the soundtrack via the disc, but still, it does not. This is not a good sign. So these two games do not work. Ooh, what am I gonna do about this? Okay, so I rebooted the PS2, and it straight up reads it as an audio CD now, not even as a PS1 disc. So we're gonna check out Rodea next, and then I'm gonna see what I can do about these two games. So let's see if Rodeo works, and if it does, will I even like it? Let's just see if Rodeo works. Come on, Rodea, are you gonna work? Wait, oh, okay. Well, that's good. It works. So first things first, I really enjoy the art style for this game. I enjoy the way it's animated. It looks really cool. I enjoy this weird, like, futuristic, yet past, yet magic kind of setting going on here. It just, it seems as if the Sky Soldier, Rodea, and the princess that he's worried about, and then there's a giant war going on in the background. So again, I don't dislike the setting. The voiceover work is actually pretty good as well. It's not the best of times, not the worst of times, it's just pretty good. But my just whole thing is the game itself, and if you've had some good experiences with this game, please comment down below. Give me the hype. Please, motivate me to play this game, because I definitely came into this with a bit too much hope, and for some reason, just the mechanics, trying to move around and trying to fly around, for some reason it's just not doing it for me. I don't know why. It just feels very clunky, and I'm not a fan. Looking at it, looking at the game and looking at the gamepad, which I sadly could not record for obvious reasons, I'm just not a fan. I know that the game was released for the 3DS, might enjoy that version more, but just from this version alone, from what I've played so far, even when I was starting to get used to it, I still don't recommend it. It was kind of getting me a little motion sick, so it's just, I don't know, it's just not really, so far anyway, it's just not really the game for me. So something I should note story-wise before we move on is that Rodea actually gets transported 1,000 years into the future, which is pretty cool, but again, it just hurts trying to fly around, get these rings like Sonic. I'm just not a fan as of this time. Maybe once I get into the swing of things, I'll be a bigger fan of the game. So what did I do about these two games? Well, I did something that I have never done on Did I Get What I Ordered before. I returned them because they didn't work, so I didn't really get what I ordered. But thankfully, I talked to two really nice people. The first one was on the phone, and they said to me, oh, you can just come on down and return the game, no questions asked. Obviously, I couldn't, as you saw before, because I had ripped the packaging open. I couldn't really return it with their packaging. I'd probably have to pay for it myself, and I definitely wasn't going to do that. And I talked to the person on the phone. I said, what if somehow I don't end up, I can't for some reason return the case that the games came in? What if I just couldn't do that? Would that be a problem? And they said to me, and I'm quoting here, "We would suggest that you bring the game in with the case that it came to you in, but if not, we'll still accept the game either way." And I'll just leave it at that, everybody. So I go down to my local GameStop, something that I really did not want to do with everything going on in the world right now, trying to only do the bare necessities, but had to go in, had to exchange these games, or at least what I thought initially was going to be exchanging them. A wonderful person behind the counter, like I mentioned before, 2 people, she's the second one, and she was really nice. She told me that because I had gotten free shipping on the order, I would actually have to pay for the shipping back if I wanted to exchange the games. So I immediately shifted gears 150% and said, no thanks, I'm good. And I felt bad. She goes, "Oh, are you sure?" I said, "Yes." And I wasn't trying to be mean or anything like that. You know, she just works for the corporation. She didn't make the rules here, but it still was frustrating nonetheless. So I said screw it and ended up getting the games from eBay, and funnily enough, they weren't that much more expensive. And they seem to have come in better condition. But let's actually take a look at the first one, which is Battle Arena Toshinden. So didn't come with the case and manual, which is just a darn shame, you know? But sadly, it's not really protected that well. I mean, there was just some tape on the back of it, so I'm hoping this game works. If both of these don't work, oh god. So looking at the front of the disc, it is just as shiny as the last one, funnily enough. It is literally the same disc, even the not for resale version, funnily enough. So, yeah, no, it's clearly Battle Arena Toshinden. Now, looking at the back of the disc, I'm a little bit, just a tiny bit, furious. This is, it is literally like impacted into the disc. And then, you know, and I look at some fingerprints on the other side of the disc and I go, I don't care. What in the hell is this? And is this because of the fact that it came in such a flimsy freaking case? I mean, is it a stain from something like ice cream or soda? I mean, I don't know. It just looks like it's impacted, like something hit it. It doesn't seem to be a stain of some kind. It seems to be something breaking. I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, why is this haul the haul from hell? Either way, on eBay with shipping and tax included, this game was $8.55. Just the disc by itself, no shipping, no tax, nothing. It was literally $4. So when it comes to Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, like I mentioned way earlier in the video, from GameStop the game was $8.19. This is $8.70, but only because these 70 cents is from the tax. So this was $7.99, so technically cheaper than the GameStop game. And we're going to see what condition this is in, and funnily enough, not only is it in better condition, you don't have any weird black electrical tape. Like seriously, not only does the case look better, there's just no tape, no nothing on it, and I'm so happy. I'm just so happy, everyone. And now let's open it up and oh, manual. What? I don't know what that is. That's weird. But manual. Now the one that I got on eBay does not come with the poster. Apparently, I think the initial version came with a poster, but I have to be honest with all of you, I don't care. This is the cheapest one that I found, and I'm about that cheap life. Oh, why look at this. The front of the game looks great, and turning it around, yeah, this is how a disc is supposed to look. Yeah, like there's some fingerprints and stuff, and clearly I think this thing has been cleaned with some kind of like cleaner or something because you can see streaks. But you know what? I think this one's gonna work. And even with Toshinden, I'm a little nervous, but I think it's gonna work. I think they're all gonna work just fine. And we're gonna be okay, everyone. It's gonna be okay. I have put the game in. I am closing the disc tray. It is reading the game. Something that it should happen when you put a game in. It should be reading it. Should not be saying, just can you open the tray, please, get this thing out of here. So it's reading it, and there we are. It works. Or at least it says play the game. See? Look at that. Yeah, so all this work for a game that I'm not really enjoying so far, so that's great. So here's the thing, everyone. So first of all, this is not like the first two Banjo-Kazooie games. I had heard something about that, but I didn't realize that I would have to be putting together cars and stuff. So not really a big fan of that. I am a fan of a decent amount of the comedy in this game, but the one thing that I found odd is that they start off with Banjo not being in shape, which is fine, but for some reason they're like, you're fat, you gotta get in shape, fatty, and I'm just sitting here as, you know, a fatty who hasn't get in shape, and I'm just like, what, really? Like, that's not funny for me. The rest of the stuff that they're doing in the game, I do think is funny, but just that was a little odd. Like, I'm not like super offended or anything, but just that coupled with gameplay that I'm not really a fan of as of this time, that maybe I'll grow to love a little bit later, it's just not really for me as of this time. I'm going to try and go and play the first two games, and then maybe that will also help me get into this, because I don't think I've mentioned this so far. I'm getting this game just in case it ends up going up in price, because I would like to play it one day, but I have not beaten the first two games. So I know about these characters just in general, you know, just through the pop culture zeitgeist, but I don't really know too much about the franchise. So I do think that, again, it's kind of funny. Obviously, I know that Ukulele was inspired by this, but dear God, was Ukulele inspired by this. So I can't say I recommend it just yet, but what does matter, first and foremost, even if I end up hating this game completely, is that it worked. Thank God. Buying games that worked, who knew? And now we're doing Battle Arena Toshinden. Are you gonna, just hit me immediately with that whole working thing. Thank you. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. So I've played this game on the PlayStation Classic. I sucked at it, but I got a bit better. So let's see if I'm gonna remember any of that and be good at this. So from the looks of it, no. This is not good. But it's a game that I can get better at, play with some friends, especially on episodes of Super Sleepover that we also have on this channel as well. That should be coming back sooner rather than later, maybe even in person. Maybe, I don't know. But either way though, despite the fact that I suck at this game, you know, it was so cheap, be it through GameStop or be it through eBay, that I thought, you know what, this is definitely a game I should be checking out. It's definitely a little rough around the edges, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it's the best fighter that I've ever played, especially as someone who grew up with Tekken 2 and 3. And even the Bloody Roar series. Definitely, this is not my favorite, but I would suggest that if you could find it cheap enough to definitely try this game out. Although I would probably say do it with friends, so even if you don't like it, you can still laugh at it and have a good time. But yeah, man, I suck at this. Alright, so let's jump back to me in front of the shelf. And that shows you why I will never be buying from GameStop again until the next sale. Look, okay, again, I see that you're judging me, but listen, okay, look, alright? I knew what I was getting myself into. And I knew that for those prices, if they didn't come with the box, it's not the worst case scenario. Besides, I don't know if GameStop will even be here within the next time there's a sale. But you know what? Hey, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, maybe it will. Maybe there'll be another GameStonk thing with the stocks just going up and up and up. I don't know. But what I do know is that I feel like this would have been a good haul only if Banjo and Battle Arena Toshinden actually, the discs were not cracked. If they were fine, I think this would have actually been a great haul. It does suck that with what the prices are for the two Naruto games, with what they are on eBay, you know, I can't just get a random box. I mean, like, I could get one and use them for trading fodder, or, you know, try to get some money and try to sell them, you know, boxless on eBay perhaps. What am I doing? Either way, thank you all so much. Love you all. Take care. And if you like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. We try to do videos like this every week, at least for the time being, because I have so much footage set from last year, and I just want to get it all out there for all of y'all. So, Hopefully you like these videos. Comment down below with some of your GameStop sale, either mishaps or some of your successes, whatever you want to say about your GameStop sales, please talk about it in the comment section down below. So, love y'all, take care, tune in next time, and see ya.